Hi, I am Sandeep Kaushik, and you are watching Health Bytes with XYATA. This is a series of podcasts we're going to bring innovations, trends, and what's happening in the pharmaceutical industry. And to talk about the pharma industries, we have with us Mr. Arvinder Singh, the founder of XYATA Life Sciences, with 40 years of experience in the pharma industries. Welcome, Arvinder.
Thank you, Sandeep, for having me here. It's a great pleasure and honor to be interacting here with you. And I'm looking forward to a wonderful interaction with you as the session proceeds. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. And of course, we're going to talk about your experience first. I mean, you have 40 plus years in pharmaceutical industries. So how has been the journey? How have you started and what are the changes you have seen in the industry so far?
Well, Sandeep, if I go into the years gone by, I never anticipated I would be here sitting in this session with you and talking about the past 40 years that have gone by. I think to me, if I look at it, it seems they just went like this.
Okay.
But it's been a great learning experience over the journey. And I started my journey in the pharmaceuticals on a very, very modest level. But as time proceeded, I was just putting in my efforts, and as things moved ahead, uh, I think without realizing the hard work paid, and I never ever expected that I would be a founder and a managing director of a company, and sitting and talking to a wonderful and a highly acclaimed professional like you.
Thank you. Thank you. And when have you started this company called Zyta Life Sciences?
Well, it's been almost 15 years now when Zyta Life Sciences was born. I never expected in the first place, but when I reached the pinnacle of my career with the pharma companies where I was working for, incidentally, I had the good fortune of working for some of the best pharmaceutical companies, which taught me and gave me so much into the ways of functioning, into various departments, various areas of operations, and so much of an intense insight into how things work that it gave me the confidence to get started with Zyta Life Sciences. I think there was at one point of time I started realizing there was nothing much left to achieve further.
Okay.
And that's when Zyta Life Sciences came into the picture.
So gain the experience from the pharma industry and then started your own.
Yeah,
Great. So, I mean, my question to you would be about the industry itself. Like, you must have seen the change happening in the last 40 years. And of course, there's a lot of change happening now in the industry and also from the patient's point of view. So, what are the major changes you feel have taken place in the industry?
I think the pharma industry has become more focused. The evolution has been terrific. If I look at how the things were when I started my career 40 years back, we were mainly into doctors and patients, and there was the pharma industry which was bringing in one or the other new products, which were quite basic. I mean, there were just upgradations. For example, you started with something like Septran, which was a very well-known antibiotic at that time from a company called Burroughs Wellcome. And then gradually things started getting more and more into micronics of the things, if I would put it rightly. And it has been no looking back ever since. And at the same time, there has been an evolution of various specialities which have come over. For example, if you just look at orthopedics, there was an orthopedician and there were the orthopedic related problems.
Yeah.
But now today you have spine surgeons, you have knee surgeons, you have general
So
orthopedics.
specialists are coming in.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of specialization and there's been a lot of diversification into every specialty of.
Even within the different stream, there are further, more growth happening into various departments.
Absolutely right. So it's been great to see how things are getting into more and more micromanagement of diseases and the kind of doctors who are taking a particular specialty and putting in so much of innovation into all those areas.
Great. So innovation is happening in the pharma industry. So what, according to you, would be like the breakthrough changes which has happened, like something which really stands out in the industry?
I think if I look at what actually made the big change was the advent of more specialized products like vaccines coming into. Then there were the biologicals, there were the biosimilars, and I think the effectiveness of the vaccines and this particular group of specialities has been evident into the pandemic which just went by, wherein during COVID-19, the role of vaccines and the specialized pharma products was very obvious in saving lives and adding more value to whatever was being done and how it was being done.
I think we all know about the vaccines by now, and then COVID has actually taught us a lot. And I think at that time, the pharma industry was too much in focus, and you guys have really done well in terms of getting out the right vaccines at time. And then, so talking about these innovations in the vaccine industry, talking about antibiotic resistance, uh, talking about affordability, talking about providing medicines with, of course, good effects, but also at the same time more affordable. How is the pharma industry coping up with the whole scenario?
I think there are various levels of the medicines, as far as I would take it. For example, there is the normal medicines, then there are the biologicals, then there are the biosimilars, then there are the vaccines, the recombinants. The list is going on and on. But on these various levels, on these various steps, as far as pharmaceutical products are concerned, there has been a lot of innovation and a lot of diversification at the same time to offer the best possible treatments to all kind of patients. And one of the best part is that today, if we talk of affordability, if you look at the normal pharma products, there are the generic products which are not branded, but the cost wise they are very very affordable to every group of patients who are available
But are
with.
they available like for everyone? Or how do they really find that out? Because we're talking about the branded medicine and the non-branded medicine. People have conceptions about it.
I think the government of India has been doing a lot of good work in that direction. If you look at certain government stores which are available, they offer only generic medicines, which are the same product but almost at half the
So the
price.
salts are similar, but the pricing is almost half the price.
Yeah, they are not from branded companies per se, but they are the product and the generic name is the same. So the effectiveness doesn't, it doesn't vary, so it remains the same for those. So that's one of the best things which has happened as far as the affordability to patients is concerned. And at the same time, if we look at the specialized products, they have been products which have been innovated and which have been discovered by big pharma companies, and they have been controlled by the patents. Now those patents expired after a certain point of time, and although not the same technology, but there's a category called the biosimilars which came into. So the biosimilars are a very interesting part which have brought a lot of affordability and outreach to a number of patients who are in actual need of those products. So that's one of those.
And that's something new I've heard, biosimilar. I mean, that
Yeah,
sounds really interesting.
yeah, it is. It's a very intense subject. Maybe we could have a different session on it
Okay,
altogether.
sure, sure, definitely would have. Okay, now talking about the pharma companies, how are they coping up with like new innovations happening all the time? Then you have to, make it aware to the people. So knowledge about the products, sharing with the entire community of doctors and people who are part of the industry and also in general public. And also about the future trends. I mean, how are they really working in that direction? What are your thoughts on that?
What I find is that there's a lot of qualitative work happening on that. If you look at this, there is a category of doctors whom we call the KOLs or the key opinion leaders. They are the ones who have very fertile minds in terms of offering their ideas, and most of the companies do have one or few of these doctors on their panels who offer their ideas on what best could be done to better what is being done. So I think that's one part wherein, from the requirement perspective, they add what is to being done, what should be done, and then it's the companies who have a team of research based scientists and a research department who put in a lot of effort to innovate and bring across those products. Of course, it's a long down process because bringing one product has to go through, a lot of
Multiple channels of
yeah, a lot of
approvals
yeah,
and tests and everything. Yeah.
that's true. So, but at the same time, most of the progressive companies do have various products at various points of completion. So it's an ongoing, never-ending, ever-evolving process which is happening in the pharma industry. So it's really innovating. I mean, if you look at the pharma industry, we are looking at very exciting times ahead.
Awesome. Good to hear that. Now, talking about the industry, of course, when you create new medicine, the patents gets done. There's a very, very critical subject, which is about the supply chain of the pharma industry. How is that evolving? There are a lot of things which are spreading across the world, and also the basic supply chain is something which is very important for any pharma company. So, how has that supply chain has evolved over the years?
I think most companies who are progressive enough have hired a separate team of specialists who look into logistics as a very key area, which is a zero risk area, because there may be a demand in a particular market, but if the supply is not met in a proper timely way, it all goes waste and it ends up in a lot of casualties, which are perfectly which could be completely needless to say. So I think companies are putting in a lot of technology, wherein we hear of things like the IOL or Internet of Things, IoT. Then there's blockchain technology which is being put into that, and also various when it comes to very specialized products like cold chain products. The companies are putting in a lot of technologies wherein they can monitor the last mile delivery
The
for a
cold chain
product,
products, like the
especially
products
for
which
cold chain products.
require some typical temperature, is it?
Yeah, they need a particular temperature zone which is to be maintained so that they can be effective. So I think most companies are definitely putting in a lot of serious effort to ensure that the logistic remains into place.
Awesome. Now, also looking at the industry, I mean, since you're part of the industry for 40 plus years and you've seen the changes happening, what, according to you, looks like the future trends in the pharma industries and how it's going to change the world? What do you think are going to be the major breakthrough trends coming up?
I think this, to my understanding and whatever I see and read, the key changes and innovations will be coming more into the areas of vaccines and also in the areas of the recombinant products. At the same time, if we talk of devices, a lot of devices are being integrated with technology, wherein they can offer a lot of advanced and positive results. But one of the major areas where most companies actually are working is disease prevention. Means rather than treating, work on an area
Prevention.
where the disease just doesn't happen. And that will involve a certain lifestyle modification, that will involve a certain genetic makeup, and getting those things uh, into their perspective and into their net before the damage starts is something where I feel the genome area is something which is where a lot of things will be hearing.
Well, it looks like very exciting time for the pharma industry. So, uh, I would also like to ask about specifically the Indian pharma industries. I mean, I see that I talk about this industry with a lot of people, and I found there's a lot of things happen in the pharma industry in India. It has really evolved over the time. But how do you see the future of the Indian pharma industry in the global market?
The Indian pharma industry is one of the very major contributors to the global health scenario. In fact, over 60 billion worth of medicines from our country are exported the world over, and we have. If you look at the overall data, what I understand is that there are over 10,000 manufacturing units in India,
Oh,
out of which there are around 3,500 who are in the very organized and a very advanced level. And we also have home to a lot of companies who are manufacturing very advanced research products and recombinant products as well. One of the vaccines manufacturing units that we have in India, they have really helped save the world during the COVID times.
yes.
So I think it's all across on the canvas, um, how things are present, and it's just for people who can see the fruit in the seed. I think there's a lot which one can expect from the Indian pharma industry.
Wow, so good to hear that. Looking at the global market and looking at the India as a contributor. So, well, thank you so much for your insights on the pharma industry. Ladies and gentlemen, today we talked about the pharma industry and how it has evolved over the years and what are the future trends coming up. Well, today we talked about the pharmaceutical industries, the trends, the innovations. And in this series of podcasts, we're going to talk about the specific products which are changing the way the pharma industry is shaping up and how it's going to help the end clients like you and me to utilize these products in for better health and for better well-being. Thank you so much once again and looking forward to see you in the next episode. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Sandeep Kaushik. Bye.